What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with another live watch along. Anyone who just tuned in for the AFTV live stream, that was one for the record books, man. I swear down, it looked like one of them badly dubbed movies where like your mouth's moving and then you hear the sound afterwards. So I'm not sure that'll be one for the history books. But big up everyone locked in. We're here. England against Senegal. Hopefully this is a better game than that England game the other day. I didn't actually watch that game, but people who did were telling me it's one of the worst England games they've ever watched. 1-0 against Andorra, who are terrible. But they did win the game in the end. This should be a lot better game. Senegal got some good players. It's at the City Ground, actually, in my hometown. So I know a few people who've gone to watch this game. I don't think there's been a England game at the Forest Ground for years either. So I know a lot of people in the city are excited about this one. Big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you hit the like button. 3 Arsenal players in the starting lineup. So we're obviously hoping that they come through this unscathed. Lewis Skelly starts at left back, Declan Rice in midfield, and Saka on the right. England have picked... Well, is that a strong team, actually? Let's go through it quick because we are kicking off in 3 minutes. Dean Henderson in goal, who was on loan at Forest for a couple of years ago. Kyle Walker at right back. Levi Colwill and Chalobah at centre back. Lewis Skelly at left back. You've then gone Gallagher and Rice and Eze in the 10, is it? And then Saka on the right, Gordon on the left, Kane in the middle. James just said it's 4-4-2, but I don't... How could it be 4-4-2? I'm trying to think. What, are they playing Gordon up front with Kane or something? I don't know. The way I've seen it listed is 4-3-3. Maybe he is going to try and play 4-4-2, but... and then loads of players on the bench, man. Pickford, Reece James, Konza, Gibbs-White, Jordan Henderson, Dan Burn, Bellingham, Tony, Trent, Jones, Morgan Rogers, Madueke, Palmer, and Trafford. They have loads of subs. People saying Eze's up front, just behind Kane. Well, that'd be interesting. I don't mind seeing something a little bit different. The Senegal team is Mendy, Diouf, Diatta, Niakate. Niakate used to play for Forest. Koulibaly, who was a top centre-back when he was at Napoli. Idrissa, Diarra, Kamara, NDI. I think that's the one at Everton. He's a good player. Ismaila Sarr, who is a very good player. He's caused us a lot of problems over the years. And up front, Nicholas Jackson, people, of Chelsea. On the bench, Diouf, Kamara, Sek, Dia, Sabali, Sharif, Jacobs, Niassi, Garner, Simar, Diar, Nampoli, and Pape. So we'll be interested. Wasn't I? Earlier on, what did I say? I said somebody is going to go 4-4-2 and shock football. It could actually end up being Pep because Mamouche and Haaland, you never know. But you do have to have 2 workhorses in midfield. I thought it was Gallagher and Rice, double pivot, Eze in the 10. But people saying, so it'd be Saka on the right, Gordon on the left. With Gallagher and Rice as the 2. And then Kane with Eze kind of up front but floating. I would have liked to have seen him. If you're going to play 4-4-2, play 2 strikers. Put Ivan Toney up front with Kane if you're going to do it. If you're going to do it properly. Even though when Leicester won the league, they had Okazaki up front with Vardy and he kind of dropped in. So, yeah. It would have been interesting. I would have liked to have seen 2 strikers. Leahy said, I don't understand. Diatta is a forward, not a defender. I don't understand these formations. I just wrote them down how they listed it. Maybe he's actually up front or something. Tony and Kane, I think, would have been very exciting to watch in a front 2. But yeah, it would. Curtis, would you still take Ivan Toney? I mean, right now, the situation we're in, I would. He's still a better striker than what we've got. The problem he got is on 300 grand. So, how old is Ivan Toney? Can't be that old. Ivan Toney is he's 29. I'd still take him for 2 or 3 years, but hey, we're not going to go for him now. Nelly said, just back from Spain. How's everyone doing? We're good. Tony bagged 20 plus in Saudi. Bro, Lawrence saying no, but I'm telling you, bro, we got Havertz and Marino up top. Tony's better than all of our strikers right now. That's me being serious. So I'm not saying that's who we should be going for, but I'm saying I'd still take him if he was like 25 mil or something. The striker market right now is crazy. That Hand of Arsenal put out a long report. We were trying to talk about it on AFTV, but obviously with the out of sync. But he was basically saying that Leipzig, the deal is far from done with Sesko. Um, he did cash out. Listen, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He didn't get the offers he expected to get. I think Tony thought he was going to leave Brentford, go to Arsenal, go to Liverpool, Man United, one of the big clubs. He ends up with no real bid. So what do you do? Do you stay at Brentford or do you go Saudi and get generational wealth? I don't blame him. 300 grand a week, tax free. He was on nowhere near that at Brentford. It wasn't even on 100 grand at Brentford. So I don't blame him. He wanted to come to Arsenal. I know that for a fact. I know people who know him. He was desperate to join Arsenal. He actually said it on that podcast. I would love to play for Arsenal. I like the way they play football. So it's one of them. It's what people saying Tony is the new Zaha. For real, I pushed Zaha to come to Arsenal for a long time. He was on generational wealth. You say that though, but there's players, who pick up 50 grand a week who are broke now. Like, there's players that are genuinely bankrupt. You think in your head from the point of view that we're in, 50 grand a week, that's going to completely transform your life. It would, but when you live the lifestyle they live, 40% tax. So he's going to take home 30 grand. And then they're driving these cars and all. That money can disappear real quick. People saying Eze was not singing the national anthem, but there's a lot of players who don't sing the national anthem. Viv Anderson there, Nottingham Forest legend. I met him a number of times. I think he was the first black player to play for England. Footy is a short career. I don't blame I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. Didn't get the move. So go for the cash, man. Go for the cash. Why not? It's a short career. If you're not playing well, clubs will bin you real quick. So, Leahy said, I just want a no-nonsense striker. I would buy Garassi and keep it moving. Downside is zero commercial value. And that's horrible, isn't it, that we even look at things like that. Oh, yeah, but he's not going to sell a lot of shirts. I actually said on this channel numerous times last year we should have signed Garassi. He was a goal machine. He was 28 at the time. I think they paid 17 million for him. He had an unbelievable season last year at Stuttgart. 28 goals in 28 games. Got the move. Gone to Dortmund and got top goal scorer in the Champions League. 13 goals in 14 games. And he got 21 league goals. It was a no-brainer. 17 million. But we never seem to take a chance on things like that. Eze's not singing the national anthem, but he will sing North London forever. Bring him to the carpet, man. Bring Eze to the carpet. But we won't. And the annoying thing is he's being linked with Tottenham, which just winds me up even more. The guy's an Arsenal fan. He would love to come to us, and he might end up in a Tottenham shirt. Chris said, do you feel Saudi clubs should be on UEFA Champions League, considering Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Israel are in UEFA? Listen, money talks in football. It wouldn't surprise me if it happens eventually with the amount of star players. I saw something at the beginning of the season, it might have changed this season, that viewing figures in the Champions League were down significantly because Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, who commercially are probably the three biggest players in the world, none of them are in the Champions League. So they're struggling. Maybe this year because it was quite an exciting Champions League, but the viewing figures are dropped. Them big players, they need them in Europe, really. Eze will get goosebumps singing North London forever. I hope so. Big up Dr. Barron. Big up everyone locked in, man. Don't forget, people, today's show is sponsored by Match Bingo. If you want to get involved in this game, get involved now. Get yourself a bingo card. It plays for you. If you get 4 lines, you get 2 for free. If you deposit £5, you get £10 free. I did it in the last game. Didn't manage to win against Portugal, Spain. It's things like a shot on target with a left foot, a corner in the 10th minute, things like that. A bit of fun. If you want to get involved, you have to be in the UK and you have to be 18. Scan the QR code, link in the description as well, people. We're about to kick off. England against Senegal. Am I confident England are going to win this game? I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I'm not actually. I never thought I would say this, but I don't know if Tuchel's actually going to be as good as I thought. When England appointed him, I thought that's a really good appointment, but some of the football I've seen so far has been absolutely stinky. Yeah, where is Sadio Mane? Maybe he's injured. Has he retired from international football? I actually saw that Al Nassr are trying to sell him. Why is Sadio Mane not in the Senegal squad? Let's have a look. Is he injured, people? Sadio Mane, Senegal. Is there an injury or has he retired? Why is Sadio Mane not playing for Senegal tonight versus England? He's not playing tonight. Here we take a look. Missing out. Why is he not playing? He was excluded from the squad for personal reasons, with no explanation. The coach said it's a personal decision that belongs to Mane. I respect it as a coach. He's a very important player. Yeah. Maybe a rest. Oh, here comes Senegal early. I'm telling you, they're going to cause Arsenal problems. They're going to call Arsenal. Jesus, England. Yeah, correct me. They're going to... See, I'm always thinking about Arsenal. They're going to cause England problems. Sarr is a problem on that right. He is a problem. That'll be a good test for Lewis Skelly. All I want out of this game is every Arsenal player to come through this game unscathed. This is effectively... Oh, yeah, you know, you have a lot more of them senior moments, right, as you're getting older, Lay. PTSD Arsenal, you're right. I need a break. No, I just wake up, and I wake up in the night, like, you know, just to sleep, be like, ah, Arsenal. Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. I don't have to watch any games for a while. Oh, dear. This is effectively the end of the season, so... All the Arsenal players, this will be the end of the season for them until pre-season. So I just desperately want to see these guys come through it. The second channel, yeah, I'm trying to get somebody to edit that and fix it up a bit. And then we're going to get going with that, definitely. Definitely going to get that one going. But big up to everyone locked in. 1,000 people already. England game, it's on channel 3 if anybody's looking for it in the UK. Dre said, not gonna lie, been taking a break from Arsenal content videos. I don't blame you. I don't blame you from taking a break. Well, we got the Club World Cup that starts this weekend, but obviously Arsenal are not in it, which is good. Which is actually good. I'm glad we're not in it. Sarr against Lewis Skelly will be good to see. I'm really shocked that Kyle Walker is playing this game. I just don't. Sometimes, here's Saka. Look how many players on him. 3 players dashed him to the ground as well. Throwing the other way. I think that... What was I saying then? I think that Walker should have been left out of England now. I just don't feel like there's any point. You've got Trent and Reece James. Why are you picking Kyle Walker? Like, why is Jordan Henderson in the England squad? What is he actually there for? Surely with the amount of young talent they've got, you don't need to bring players like that through, you know? I don't know. I'm not saying Walker's a terror. There, just as I say, Walker, what does he do? He kicks the ball out of play. Walker is past his best. That's why Pep wanted him out. There's no need for him to be in this squad. But, hey, it is what it is. Just don't be a 0-0, please. That's all I don't want here. I'm hoping there's a few goals. It's always risky doing an England watch-along. Do you feel Lewis Skelly will become like Ainsley Maitland-Niles? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's actually going to make it as a top player. He could be England's left-back for years. It's Kane. Oh, what are you doing, man? Saka was in there. Kane's slow, isn't he, man? Really slow. Well, do you know what? Jordan Henderson being in the squad, I thought, he's just there for his experience. Oh, Skelly got done there. Aye, footwork sent him. Yo, Senegal. Oh, what a save at the near post. Henderson. England getting cooked. Nicholas Jackson. England got rinsed there. Skelly got done in the first place. I think it was Gallagher. Was it Gallagher? Yeah, see you later, mate. And Die from Everton twisted him up there, man. It wouldn't surprise me if England lose this. Senegal got some good players, man. Nicholas Jackson. More like Janet Jackson. Yeah, man. Listen, Skelly just... I was actually about to say that Skelly could be England's left back for years and Arsenal's left back for years, but there aren't many good left backs anymore. Luke Shaw looks washed. Chilwell looks washed as well, gets injured a lot. Ball flicked on up in the air, jumps up with Henderson. Oh, he dropped it. No, it's a goal kick. Ainsley was his own downfall. He wanted to play midfield for Arsenal, but he's now a professional right back for Lyon. It was stupid with Ainsley. He needed to realise quickly. Bellerin's injured. I think he done his ACL, didn't he, Bellerin? He was out for like a year. You're the right back for Arsenal, Ainsley. You can build a solid career for yourself as Arsenal's right back. It's not like Bellerin was a world beater. This guy, oh, I want to play in midfield, this, that, the other. Oh, I'm going to leave Arsenal to play in midfield. And then he ends up being a right back. Bro, if I'm a midfielder and I'm in the youth team and they put me in the Arsenal team at right back, guess what? I'm a right back. Trent, they said, was the new Steven Gerrard in Liverpool's youth team. Nathaniel Klein gets injured. Trent goes in at right back. The rest is history. The man's won every single trophy at Liverpool and has gone to Real Madrid. Imagine if Trent was pushing this I want to play midfield thing and then didn't do that well, and next minute you're getting sold. It was I can't believe Ainsley never took that opportunity. Here's Saka. What's he got? 1v1, step over, gets tackled. Bro, I would be at right back. I would be on YouTube watching videos of Cafu and all them, man. Here's Eze. Gallagher, good footwork, goal. Surely no, it's blocked, goal. England take the lead. It's Harry Kane. I feel a little bit like Lee Judges. He's so ingrained in Tottenham. I don't know if I can celebrate that goal too much. Goalkeeper spilled it there. Mendy should have probably done better. Great footwork initially there by Eze. Shot by Gordon, spilt by the goalkeeper. And Harry Kane puts it in to an open net. At least we got a goal. Good play by Eze. Wins it back. Good footwork into Gallagher. Rolls it into Gordon. Probably should have scored. That is terrible goalkeeping by Mendy. Former Chelsea goalkeeper. He's got to hold on to that. You got to hold that, man. Come on, it's straight at him. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. But, hey, it is what it is. At least we got a goal. At least we're not getting a boring 0-0. Hey, big up LB for the raid, man. Big up yourself, bro. I appreciate that. Shout out LB, man. He's doing some good content in the Manchester City space, man. Big him up. Appreciate that. And yeah, Kane makes it 1-0. I better change the score. At least we know it's not going to be a boring 0-0 snorefest. Harry Kane with the goal. 1-0. Good footwork by Eze. You know what I'm saying? He's got that... them quick feet there. You know, like... I said this the other day, actually, on the stream. I said, you know when Cristiano Ronaldo was at United the first time? He was such a top player, but I couldn't appreciate him as a player because he was United. And we had such a rivalry with them. The moment he went to Real Madrid, I was like, yo, Ronaldo, what a baller. You know what I mean? But Kane just feels he's too Tottenham. I think if he scored in the final, I wouldn't even celebrate. I would just stay calm about it for England. He's just too Tottenham. If he comes out and admits he was an Arsenal fan when he was a kid, then maybe we can have a conversation. We know he was an Arsenal fan, but he denies it all the time and says, you know, I was forced to do it, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it is what it is. See, you've said R9 was better than Thierry. What made him better? Was he more consistent? I hate that question more than any other question in football because Henry is my Arsenal GOAT, so really should be my #1 striker of all time. It's hard to describe. It's one of them things where it's like, you had to be there. You had to be there. Anyone in this chat that was old enough that they watched R9 play football, they will probably understand. Because sometimes I show Cruz like the videos and he's like, yeah, he looks good, but was he better than Henry? I'm like, he's the best striker I've ever seen play football. ever. He was a phenomenon. It didn't look like a real player. The change of pace, the skill, the finishing. I mean, this guy had like one of the worst haircuts in history and made it. People wanted that haircut. I used to see people with that R9 haircut just leave a patch of hair at the front of your head. That's when you know you've just got some next level aura. That guy was a joke. That guy's hat trick against Man United at Old Trafford. Nah, he was unbelievable. Here comes Senegal to the box. Shot. Tipped over the bar by Henderson, and then he catches it. Is Skelly stoned? Listen, Skelly can drop a 2 out of 10 today as long as he comes off this pitch unscathed. I don't particularly care how he plays. Obviously, look, I'd rather he played well so he can hold down that position. Is Gordon. Wins a corner. R9 and Ronaldinho are just... The Brazilians are just mad. Romario, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, and Ronaldo. That run of... You could even put Kaká in there as well. He was unreal. Neymar should have been the next in line. He was going to be. R9 was more ferocious. Yeah, as you got to remember, R9 was world-class striker from just early, teenager. Henry became that striker. In his early years, he was on the wing, Monaco, Juventus. He became the monster. R9, for me, if R9 never had the knee injury, I think he'd have been the greatest footballer ever of all time. I think he'd have been the certified GOAT. But the knee injury finished him. Adriano as well, but it felt a lot more short-lived with him. But Brazil were just... The way they were producing players was crazy. But Henry was levels. Come on, I don't want anyone to think I'm downplaying Thierry. Thierry's one of the greatest strikers of all time, but R9 just... There was just something about him. It was wild. This Brazil team is sad to watch. You know, I'm seeing Richarlison up front and that. Corner to England. Rice whips it in. Oh, headed away. I'm surprised Nicholas Jover's not standing up. Just to... Declan Rice's delivery has actually got so good since he's been at Arsenal. I never saw Rice even really take set pieces at West Ham. Now he's got a great delivery. R9 had world-class defenders scared. Yeah, I've seen interviews. Desai and all these men saying they were worried. But then there's videos, I remember John Terry saying he used to think about playing against Henry the night before and that how difficult it was. R9 got 44 goals, 15 assists in his first 47 games. Mad. Ronaldinho, even now overweight, still can do the skills. Come on, man. That's the last thing you lose is the skill. Bro, R9 done his ACL like twice and was still going to the World Cup, getting golden boot and banging hat-tricks in the Champions League. It was crazy. Croatia 98 team was balling. Yeah, they had some players, man. Did they have a guy called, was it Robert Prozanevsky or something? I'm sure midfielder. Obviously Davor Suker as well, who came to Arsenal. He's a baller. Brazilians come to Europe too early, then lose all their flair. Money, innit? A lot of them in difficult situations, man. European club throws the bag. They got to go, and then the development changes. Why are Brazilian players not that skillful anymore? Like, real talk. We're like, apart from... Neymar was the guy, obviously, but apart from maybe Vini Jr., where's the skillful Brazilians, man? Richarlison and Martinelli and... Where's the skill, man? I thought to be Brazilian, you had to nutmeg people. You had to do step-overs. I don't even see skill anymore when I watch Brazil play. It's crazy. Neymar was the saviour of football, man. We lost him when he went to PSG. Rodrigo's silky. He has got a little skill in him, but... Chris says, Zidane made me look at Brazilians different 2006. Arguably the greatest centre-mid performance of all time. From Zidane in them gold Predators. It was different. Douglas Costa, you know, yo. I remember him ripping apart Bellerin for Bayern Munich in the Champions League. He was serious. Esteval looks good as well. But Senegal on the attack. Ball rolled into the area. Edge of the box. Vinny is the last skiller. Header saved by Henderson, goes wide. Straight at him, really. Ismail Assar, good ball in. Yeah, you're right. Do you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. And somebody kind of mentioned it there. You know, football. Monty, there it is. I'm going to give you the credit. Football is becoming a middle class sport. Football was the sport for the streets. It didn't matter how much money you had. If you had talent, football was the sport for you. Somebody will sign you, somebody will give you an opportunity. Now, football's a middle class sport. You need to have money to play football nowadays. You know, you go into this academy system, you got to travel all over the country, petrol, you got to buy kits, they're going on tours. You know, working class people can't afford it. They can't afford it. It's sad, man. These football setups nowadays and these kids teams, even like grassroots teams now, £400-500 a season to play for grassroots teams now, just to train once a week. Probably not even just the dad who's coaching the team. £300-400 a season. Look at the football boots. When I was a kid, I had football boots for 2 years, sometimes 2-3 years, the same boots, polishing them, cleaning them, quality leather. You didn't need to buy boots for years. Now, you're lucky if you get half a season out of these boots now. They rip after about 5 games. These little mercurial vapors and that thin, like paper thin. After 3 months, oh, Dad, my boot's ripping. What? I got you them like 2 months ago. Yeah. These weak boots ripping. You got to buy 3 pairs of boots every season. Boots are more expensive. Bro, that guy D, tell him. You change the studs. You put the metal studs on when it was wet and raining. You put the rubber ones on when you was playing on the hard ground in the summer. Polish up your boots. You know what I'm saying? You get 2-3 years out of them boots. Now you're getting 3-4 months out of them. It's crazy. Football is a middle class sport now, man. It's sad because they're probably losing a lot of talented players from doing that. Female ref tonight, man. Yeah, good to see, man. Listen, let's be real. Half of these male refs are terrible. You know what I mean? Especially the ones in the Premier League. So, you know what I mean? Why not? Why not? Free kick to England on the left. Rice and Saka over it. Good to see the Arsenal boys there. Oh, you know them old school boots, man. Well, Mizuno. Who used to? I'm sure. Did Rivaldo wear Mizunos? I'm sure he did. But the old school, you know, Puma Kings and all them kind of boots, man. You get 2-3 years out of them boots easily. Who's going to take it? Surely Rice in swinger takes this. Saka's over it as well. Rice drills it in low. It's blocked. It looks like that was intentional, but it didn't work. Saka's running back now. And England win the ball back. Kangaroo leather, bro. The leather back then. I know I'm moving old school here again. Patrick boots. I remember them boots. I remember them boots. Umbros. You just got quality leather. Umbro Speciales. You had Puma Kings. Adidas like World Cups and Copa Mundials or Predators. And then Nike, they had like the plain Nike boot that looked like the Tiempo. And then obviously it ended up being like Total 90s and Tiempos and all that. Them boots were so good, man. Them boots would last years. But Turf 90s, hey, yeah, you know. You see a man in Turf 90s and jeans run off. Academy players are getting overcoached now, not allowed to express themselves. That's very much a lot of that is happening in the youth system now, man. You know, it's system based. It's system based football, man. Which is why you look at a lot of the players nowadays. They're very similar players. You don't see a lot different in a lot of these players nowadays. You know, they're all good athletes. They can all play in different systems, but there's a lot of similarities between them. You know. Tiempos are goated for me. They were the most comfortable Nike boots. I love them boots. Lima said R9 was always 0.2 seconds ahead of everyone. Baller. Phenomenal. Phenomenal footballer. Do you feel Lewis Skelly believes he wants to play midfield? No, I think Skelly will end up at left back. Ball whipped in. Henderson collects it. I think Skelly will end up at left back. You've got to get in at pro level where you can. I think he'd be crazy now to be pushing for midfield too much. Listen, maybe he gets a game there and you see how he does. But I said, yeah, Curtis, spot on about R9. Seemed like he wasn't real. How can you be that quick, strong, and explosive while also having impeccable touch and finesse? Like, the way you've explained it there is perfect. One of the fastest players I've ever seen. Strong like an ox. Can finish like you wouldn't believe. The composure was a joke. He was like the most skillful striker in the world, doing flip-flaps in the 90s, nutmegging people for fun. It was crazy. That guy was... That nickname was it El Phenomenon? He was crazy, man. England on the attack. Lift your head, see, man. Gallagher is Saka. What you got, Bakayo? What you got, Bakayo? They're crowding him. I noticed as soon as Saka gets the ball, they're on him. They are on him. When Brazil used to play back in the day, everyone used to rush their TV. Yeah, now I wouldn't even stay up really to watch. I wouldn't even stay up watching Richarlison up front and Martinelli on the wing. Ashley Cole wasn't a left back. Exactly, left winger. One of the best left backs we've ever seen. That should have definitely gone to Gordon. I'm not a big fan of Gallagher. He's a workhorse. But Saka or Yamal... I'd rather, yeah, I feel like saying no comment. I think you know. I think we all know what the answer is. But I don't want to be drawn out and say it. But we know. We all know. So, Chris, it's just a Tuesday night. We're watching England. I don't expect that kind of pressure to be applied on a Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? Saka, leave him alone. Yeah, I was watching the French Open final. Actually, I missed the the match point because I was doing the watch-along. I will always protect Saka, right? I will protect Saka, but I'm not answering that question. We know the answer. Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean, Chris? Let's not do this. Chris is a United fan, you know. He's always trying to cause problems. After watching Kaka, Dino, R9, I can't rate scrubs like Anthony and Martinelli. It's just the modern game. We might never see players like that again. But Alcaraz is a Madrid fan. Remontada settings. Didn't I see a picture of Alcaraz wearing an Arsenal shirt, though? Maybe he was just repping the culture, you know. Club World Cup watch-alongs. I will do some, but it will just be cherry picking. I can't say we'll be doing them daily because some of them group stage games, there's a lot of weak teams in there. So maybe when we get to the knockout stage and better teams are playing against each other, we'll get a little bit more involved. But and obviously there's a big time difference if the game's on the West Coast, for example. So yeah, somebody just asked about basketball. OKC are the better team. So you would think now it's 1-1 that they'll get their act together and go and win it. Big C, who's your favourite tennis player of all time? Growing up, my favourite tennis player was definitely Pete Sampras. Pistol Pete was my favourite tennis player. Now, as I've got older, it's got to be Mr. Roger Federer. That guy for me is like the Zinedine Zidane of tennis. I think he's the best tennis player I've ever seen. I do like Nadal as well. Djokovic, even though he's achieved so much, I just think skill-wise, he can't chat to Roger Federer, man. That guy he made tennis so entertaining. But I do like Nadal as well. I love Nadal's passion. But Roger Federer, man, I got to go for him. Andre Agassi, he was old school, man. Bald head and ponytail. Nadal, Federer. Nadal has more natural talent. Do you think so? I would have maybe said the other way round. I would have said Federer has more talent, but Nadal has more like grit and passion, you know? He made tennis go mainstream. I do like Alcaraz. Nole, Djokovic. Djokovic is up there. He was just never my favourite. I always preferred Federer. He is an artist, Federer. Serena Williams, yeah, in the winning women's game, definitely. Leighton Hewitt, well, is he? Was it one of the Australian guy, really fast? Djokovic definitely deserves his flowers. Levi Colwill down injured at the moment. They're throwing paper aeroplanes on the plane. Big C, back in the day, it was Agassi versus Sampras. Good times, yeah, man. Sampras was sick. Coolio said, Big C, is Dave the best rapper in the UK? He's up there. He's up there, definitely. Federer is Messi. Ronaldo is... Nadal is Ronaldo. Talent versus athleticism. Yeah. Steffi Graf, I remember her. Steffi Graf. Boris Becker and them man back in the day, you know. Goran Ivanisevic with a big serve. Andy Roddick, he had the massive serve as well. And then you always had the British, come on, Tim. Tim Henman, semi-final hype. Andy Murray was actually sick. He actually, you know, was winning major tournaments. So it's funny how when Murray first came in, he was Scottish. Then when he started winning, they started calling him British to make it feel like in England, you know, Andy Murray is British, so we can all celebrate him. But it was funny how they did that. Ronnie or Hendry? Ronnie, man. Rocket Ronnie. Taking it to snooker. It's got to be Ronnie. He's too, he's way more entertaining. Ronnie O'Sullivan's the most entertaining snooker player I've ever watched. It's got to be. Yeah, not Tim. Come on, Tim. Come on. Tim Henman, you know, they'd build him up and hype him up. Semi-final, someone's going to knock him out of the competition. You all knew it. You all knew it. Philippoussis, you know them old school names? No, I didn't see Modric yesterday. I heard he's on the verge of going AC Milan, isn't he, Modric? Luka Modric. Them players there are just different, man. Pure class. International football, he will still be able to bop because it's a lot slower. You get more time. Miguel Delaney 4 minutes ago tweeted, Leipzig holding out for full value on Sesko. It's a game of chicken on price developments with Arsenal. Rodrigo will not consider a move until after the Club World Cup. As I said on today's show, people, not a lot is going to happen early for Arsenal. I don't think you're going to see exciting signings in June. You probably got to wait until July. This Club World Cup's going to delay certain moves. Here's Saka. Gets out wide to Kyle Walker. Whips it in low. Decent ball. Oh, my days. How's he missed? Anthony Gordon back post. He was under pressure, to be fair. He had half the goal to aim at. That's good movement, man. Really good move, that. Does he get there? Oh, he's got to score that, man. Good ball in by Kyle Walker. Eze tries to flick it. Gordon, mate, you've got to score that. Claire Balding FC, you're right, Monty. Gordon, to me, is a decent Premier League winger, but whenever I hear him linked with Arsenal, I'm like, nah. I would not want him. Greg Rosetsky, I remember him. When he left-handed, like Canadian Brit. He had a good serve, though. Tendulkar, yeah, he's one of the GOATs, bro. Sachin Tendulkar, he's one of the absolute GOATs of cricket. Obviously, as a West Indies fan, I was always repping Brian Lara. That's my favourite cricket player of all time. But Tendulkar was crazy, bro. Gordon is average. He's rapid and works very hard. Yeah. I'd put him in a similar category to Martinelli, but just with maybe... Is he quicker? I don't know if he is. Martinelli is quick. They're very similar for me. And like you said, they want 70 million. Big C, your favourite rapper of all time, and why is it 50 Cent? 50 was just like, you know, growing up, I just loved that wave, bro. That wave was different. And again, it's one of them, like when people say about R9 being your favourite. The 50 wave in hip-hop was crazy. Late 90s, early 2000s, the mixtapes, G-Unit radios, the diss tracks, he was dissing everyone. The clothes... The G-Unit sneakers that he brought out, Reebok, the Get Rich album, the movie. that his movie was sick. He had a documentary that it was the whole wave. It was the whole wave. Overall, I've always said Tupac and Nas are my two in terms of hip hop. Them two for me are creme de la creme. But 50, that way, 50 is what I would say is my favorite. You know? You was in the nightclub, 50 was playing. You was in the car, he was on the radio. The mixtapes, the diss tracks. Like you said, he was on Westwood. It was all crazy. But Tupac and Nas, I think they're the ones for me. Nas is like the best pure rapper of all time, in my opinion. And Tupac for that depth and feeling. His music is timeless. His music is timeless. You know? And I've seen 50 and Nas in concert. Very different concerts, but very good for different reasons. Nas was with a live band, a lot of, you know, just a lot of, he was freestyling and all sorts, but 50 just got hit after hit. Even the video game, yeah, he had all sorts going on. Films, video games, everything. Leipzig holding out for full value. It's risky, though, because Leipzig won't want him to stay. They will want him to go. Because his value is high right now. So it's risky for them to not allow him to leave and keep him because his value could drop. And what I wonder is if Sesko is 75, 80 million, will Arsenal then look and say that's too expensive for him and we'll go for somebody else? It'll be interesting if the price is too up. Bro, honestly, South London Finest, right? You've just put up, that is probably my favourite 50 song. Ghetto Quran, old school. This is what I say. Power of the Dollar and them, guess who's back? Ghetto Quran is arguably one of my favourite hip-hop tracks of all time. I wish I could play it on here without getting copyright. I'd love to just do a hip-hop stream on YouTube and play music. We might have to do it on, like, Twitch or something else. Instagram Live or something. But, yeah, man. You like amusement park? Pull them to the side. Yeah, old school, old school. Them club tunes. Who ain't get the message? Supreme diss. Yeah, man. It was there was too much going off, man. It was mad. I went out on Saturday, first time in a while, and there was a couple big 50 tunes came on, but playback, yeah, I haven't really used playback. They did approach me to do some streams on there, but we didn't actually sort it out. Free kick to England. This game's gone boring, by the way. Nas Blazer 50, yeah, I remember. I remember that. 50 came up with Nas, actually, didn't he? And then he started dissing him, and then now they're friends again. Do you remember Adil Tarat? Yeah, he's a streets won't forget baller, any man. He was nutmegging people in his sleep. GU Not makes me want to wear a vest. Remember when, yeah, Game brought out that whole campaign, didn't he? GU Not. He was going crazy. No mention of McEnroe. You cannot be serious. Bit before my time, but obviously I saw the highlights going mad at the ref and smashing up his tennis racket and that. 50 was beefing with everyone, still came out on top, yeah. First album was Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth. Honestly, Mobb Deep, one of the greatest hip-hop groups of all time. Especially if you're talking about street music. Don't body yourself. I remember that Nas dissing 50. Legends say Ja Rule still has nightmares of 50. When you look at hip-hop back in the day, right, Ja Rule could have been Drake. Ja Rule could have been Drake. He was the dominant hip-hop, like kind of R&B / hip-hop music. Ja Rule was dropping hit after hit after hit for the ladies, you know. Your stare, those eyes are... You know, he was doing all that. He could have been on that Drake tip. So for 50 to come out and mash up a guy that was one of the biggest commercial rappers in the game at the time, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. He was wiping people out of the game, bro. Mos Def, yeah, like conscious rap. Mos Def, Talib Kweli, them man, Common. Intelligent rap, you know? Intelligent rap. I love 50's beef with D Block. He actually got. I thought D Block actually caused him big problems. He even said it in an interview that Jada was the artist that he felt kind of caught him with a few big records. You know, he drops. Jada Kiss, one of my favorite rappers as well. You know, 50 v Ross. Ross had hits, but he wasn't authentic, man. He was a CO. He was working in the prison, man. I don't really. I'm on that old school hip hop kind of vibe as well, where like when they say they are that person, I want them to be that person. Where you don't have to be anymore. Good save by Henderson and cleared. You don't have to be that person now, you know. But the game has changed, hasn't it? If it sounds good, people will listen to it. But when we were kind of growing up, if you said you was a gangster, you had to be a gangster. They'll check you for that, you know? Where, yeah, Officer Ricky, man. And he made him admit it. What was so funny about that is Ross said that it was a lie and then admitted it when they found photos of him. But hey, who knows? Maybe he was doing something in the prison system. You know, that's what he made out like he was doing it for people higher up. Intelligent rap is KRS-One. Yeah, man, KRS. Them old school rappers, man. G checking at the school gate, you know what I mean? Um, Mobb Deep went to art school. Prodigy and Mobb Deep did, didn't he? Not Havoc. Didn't he make a whole cartoon? Yeah, Pimpin' Curly. He was going mad. Who would win a fight between Duncan Ferguson, Diego Costa, and Cantona? Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Cantona might fly kick you, you know. Diego Costa grew up in the favelas, and Ferguson was king of the elbows, you know. It's a tough one. Maybe Big Dunk. I reckon he'd headbutt you and then. Big Dunk looks like one of them guys that was probably fighting in the pubs at the weekend, you know. We'll see. You reckon Ferguson? Carter 6 is Arteta phase 6 vibes. When I played a couple songs on there, I was like, nah, man. This don't sound like the Lil Wayne, the Wheezy that we were listening to. It's one of them albums where you say, bro, just don't make no more albums. Yeah, let us remember you, Carter 2 and Carter 3 and all them. You know, some of these rappers, they need to not come back. And just let us remember their legacy. Major said, nah, Rick Ross is goated. 50 don't have an Aston Martin music. Aston Martin music is, I love that song. But again, big features, you know. Half the track's Drake, but it's a banger. I can't lie, Ross was making hits. He was making hits, man. Big hits as well. That Miami sound, you know. He's a good rapper, undoubted. Travel to all continents, bucket list countries. What? So are you asking me what countries I really want to go to? Or is that I haven't been to every continent. I haven't been Australia, that part of the world. I really want to go to Hawaii. I like Hawaii. You know, like growing up, Hawaii just looked like so tropical and the beaches. I watched a few videos on it. People say like the Maldives and that those beaches are better now than like Hawaii. But back in the day, I always used to want to go Hawaii, man. But now everyone goes like Bali and the Maldives and them places there for the exotic beaches. Do you know what it is though with those places? Like I don't like the holiday where you just lay on the beach all day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I want a good beach, but I want other things to do as well. When you look at some places like the Maldives, like I know people who've been there, I'm like, what was you doing there? They're like, yeah, I was just chilling on the beach all day. I'm like, you spent thousands of pounds to just sit on the beach all day. I don't know if that's worth the money. I know it does look really nice there, but I still want things to do while I'm there as well. Is Hawaii mad expensive, yeah? I've never actually checked like how much a flight is there or anything. England are boring like Arsenal, yeah. 39 minutes gone. I'm already looking forward to this game finishing, to be honest. You know what I mean? England watch along. To be honest, I don't know why I did a watch along for this game. What's the point? Do you know what? I thought because Senegal are quite lively, that it'll force England to be quite lively as well. But oh, ball whipped in, should be an equaliser. It is. There we go. Ismaila Sarr makes it 1-1. Good player. Very good player. I remember him in the Europa League causing Arsenal all sorts of problems. And that's a deserved equaliser. I have to admit, man, this Chalobah, Colwell, Skelly and Kyle Walker, this defence can't do a thing. This defence ain't doing nothing. Thomas Tuchel might be mashing up England on purpose, I swear down. I know it's a friendly, but I don't even know where you're going with this defence. That's a great goal. Look at Kyle Walker sleeping at the back post. Great cross by Jackson, was it? Saw Walker sleeping. If Trent did that, they'd annihilate him. I told you, Walker shouldn't be in the England squad. There's no need for it. Chalobah, bro, are you going to try and block him crossing that or what? Man's standing there just watching Jackson cross the ball. I know he's your Chelsea teammate, bro, but come on. At least try and block the cross. England are terrible. I know a lot of players are missing, but it feels like it doesn't matter who the England manager is. It just don't feel like it's going to work. But I let him off. They're not at full strength. They're not at full strength. If I was England, Pickford in goal, right back Trent. The guy's at Real Madrid. He's so good on the ball. I'm playing Trent right back. Right? Centre back, probably play... England centre backs are poor, man. I'll probably go John Stones and Gay here. It got to the Euros final, so I'll go with that. Left back, go Lewis Skelly, although he hasn't been great tonight. Midfield, I'll go... I'll play a midfield three of Rice, Rodgers and Bellingham. I think Rodgers is quality. I'll get him in the England team. And Bellingham. I play that as my midfield three. My front three would be Saka, Kane, and I'm not convinced by Gordon. Do you know what? I play Rashford. You might think I'm crazy. We ain't got many good left wingers. I don't rate Gordon like that. I don't think there's a lot about him. I play Rashford, Kane, and Saka front three. Rodgers, Rice, Bellingham midfield. I think that would work. I wouldn't play Foden. I know Stone's had injury problems, so if he's not fit, I don't even know who you could play. I don't rate these England centre-backs. I think Chalobah's average. Colwell's average. You could play Eze on the left. He's just not that quick. I still think Eze's better in a central position. You could play Eze in the midfield three and let him float, but I like Rodgers. Rodgers or Eze is what I would play. Nah, not Jack Grealish, bro. He's on the downward trajectory right now. You could go Eze on the left if you wanted to and get him tucking in. I just like having two wingers that are quick, that get wide, that run at people. And I don't rate Gordon like that. I know people saying, yo, you're forcing Rashford in the tip. Oh, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer still, I can't lie, man. You might have to have him in the England team somewhere. I don't know where you play him. You could play Rodgers. No, you could play... All right, you could play... Oh, that's a naughty challenge from Walker. That's a potential red, you know. Yellow card. You could play Bellingham centre mid next to Rice. Well, I think he's better centre mid than in the 10. And you could put Palmer... Do you put Palmer in the 10? Palmer in the 10. Eze or Rashford on the left then. And then Saka on the right. Maybe do that. I feel like Cole Palmer's... Foden. Nah. Not Foden, bro. Have you watched Foden for England? Foden... He's poor for England. When he ain't got Pep, he's all over the place. Madueke? No. Not for me. I do not rate Madueke at all. Bellingham, centre mid for Dortmund, was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Box-to-box centre mid. Incredible. Now, because he had a good season as a 10 for Real Madrid, people think he's a 10. I don't think he is a 10. I like Rodgers. I want Rodgers in the team. Anyway, it would be better than this team that we're watching anyway. Because this team is boring. as England usually are. Rampito said, pray for USA. Go into a protest tomorrow. People, man, stay safe out there, man. I'm seeing the videos. It looks crazy out there, man. Vivek said, Big C for you, Nicholas Jackson to Arsenal, 80 million. Bro, I wouldn't buy Nicholas Jackson for 80 pence. Never mind 80 million. I would genuinely rather have Havertz than Nicholas Jackson. And that's saying something. Are you Southgate in disguise, they're saying? Bro, how crazy would it be if Tuchel was worse than Southgate? How crazy would that be? Because I tell you, although we'll wait and see at the when it comes to the tournaments. Curtis, is there Emirates Cup this year? They haven't announced it yet, but I think there will be. I think there will be. After the tour, I would imagine they will play an Emirates Cup. They've done it the last couple of years, so I could see it happening. Palmer is Foden 2.0 for England. At least Palmer plays with a bit more freedom, though, where I feel Foden is just a system-based player. After the other day, I'm warming to Leao, bro. I'm telling you, I would take Leao at Arsenal all day long. All day long. He's so devastating going forward. I know a lot of the fans, AC Milan fans, don't rate him, but I think playing in Italy, playing for a struggling AC Milan team, that isn't going to help him. You know, that's not going to help him. He needs to play in the Prem, I reckon, and for a better team. No, they're not. Apparently, Arsenal aren't going to Germany this year. Last couple of years, they've been to Germany to the Adidas training camp, but apparently they're just going to wait until they go Hong Kong and Singapore. So I reckon there will be an Emirates Cup. Are you still in your belief that we won't win the Premier Champions League under the Kroenkes? I am. Yeah, I said that, and I stand by that. Unless something changes significantly, I don't think we'll win it with them. I don't feel that driving ambition of them to win the league. Half-time whistle goes, finally. Most exciting part of the game was the half-time whistle. Why is Kane acting like he was going to run and score there, bro, from the halfway line? It would have took you 5 minutes to get to the edge of the box. Man's going on like he's got Nico Williams pace or something. Different different manager. Same England. Anyway. Nah, do you know what? I don't watch a lot of UFC, you know. I'll be totally honest. I'm more of a boxing fan. I watch the knockouts, like the highlights and that, but I don't really watch UFC too much. I'm looking forward to the Canelo fight against Crawford. Tuchel is the German Southgate. All you've got to do as an England manager is go in there and play exciting football, and people will love it. Oh my God, they're attacking, they're excited. You play football like this, it's just every England manager plays boring football. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, go in there, play on the front foot. He had an opportunity today, right? He's gone 4-4-2. He should have played two strikers. He should have played two actual strikers. Saka's still too deep. It's like for Arsenal, it's crazy. International football is hardly exciting, but then look at that Spain v Portugal game the other day. Unbelievable. Look at the Spain-France game a few days before. Brilliant game. These players are attacking, they're running at you, they're quick in transition. It's well, this has been a debate for a long time, Anthony, you know, that these England... I remember speaking to somebody once, right? And again, I won't name names. He's a former Premier League player. And he said to me, he said, you know, a lot of these players that you guys hype up, these English players, he said, they're not as good as you think. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, a lot of the time, these English players are being made to look better than they are by the players that are around them in their club team. Where when they have to go and play for England and that responsibility falls on their shoulder, they can't handle it. They can't deal with it. Where you watch these other players, French players who we loved growing up, they go and play for France, they'll win the World Cup. They'll go and win the Euros. Do you know what I mean? Spain, the same thing. Spanish players, oh, he's sick. Yeah, but he's winning the World Cup. He's winning the Euros. He's performing at all levels. Over the years, how many top English players in the Premier League have mirrored that form for England? How many? It's crazy when you think about it and how highly we rate these guys. Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, Kane, Rooney. Great players that we rate at the top level of the game. You watch them in an England shirt, they're not the same level. Which is why I rate Ashley Cole so highly, because I genuinely think Ashley Cole was close to as good for England as he was for Arsenal and Chelsea. But I think a lot of these English players are not as good. They're not as good. And listen, it doesn't help because the system are not the same. You play for your club, your system is right. I always think that whoever the England manager is, set up a system that most of these players play so they're used to it. And you know what? You've made a great point there, and it's a point I never ever thought I would be debating and discussing. Have England... I don't even know how to word this because this feels shameless. Has Southgate been hard done by the people of this country? Because everyone was sitting here going, Southgate is a scrub. He's rubbish. But when you look at it, this guy got to 2 finals and a semi-final and a quarter-final in his 4 tournaments. Because the only thing I would say to that question, Anthony, I think he deserves respect for what he did, but how he didn't win the Euros against Italy, I will never know. That guy was 1-0 up at home with all England fans there, and the man sat back for the rest of the game and tried to win the game 1-0. Conceded an equaliser and just didn't react, and then brought players on with a minute to go to take a penalty, and then guys missed the penalty. I think Southgate did well in terms of reaching finals and things like that. I also think Southgate should have won a major trophy. He should have won the Euros. He should have won the Euros. So, but what I will say, it could get worse. Man said he's a fish and chips Arteta. Ah, dear me. England, man, why are they so poor to watch? Faisal said, Ismail Assar gives me Mane vibes, sign him up. Listen, he is a good right winger. I'm telling you. He's a good right winger. No, it's not Ben White on the bench. Basically, it's Gibbs White. But as you can see, I was running out of space. I do this sometimes in the Arsenal games. Like if Lewis Skelly's on the bench and I'm short of space, I'll just put Skelly. So it's Gibbs White. As Kev would say, Curtis, it's the players, Curtis. It's the players. I don't know what the problem is. There's a fundamental problem with England. England, for me, needed to hire a front foot attacking manager that goes in there and says, listen, man, I'm sick of this boring, sleepy football. Let's start attacking. But the way Tuchel 1-0 against Andorra. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I don't know what the problem is with England. They've got good players. I just named a team. Now, some of you might not agree with all that team, but I named a team that I think would be exciting. Trent at right back, Real Madrid. Lewis Skelly at left back, been brilliant this season. Midfield, Rodgers, one of the most exciting midfielders in England. Jude Bellingham, Real Madrid. Rice, Arsenal's player of the season. Sacco, brilliant right winger. Kane just won the league. Left wing is up for debate. Eze or Rashford or Gordon or Grealish. There's a problem on the left. You could even put Palmer in the 10 if you want. How can that team not be on the front foot playing exciting football? England, to me, should have appointed a more attacking manager. But we'll give Tuchel the World Cup and see how he gets on. But if they play like this, they're done for. They'll be home in 2 weeks. They'll be home in 10 days. It should have been Klopp. I think Klopp said he wouldn't take the England job. I think he's too patriotic to Germany. I don't think he would have took it. But anyway, I have enough issues being an Arsenal fan. I definitely don't get caught up in England. Do you know what I mean? I do not get caught up in England. I expect England to not win trophies. That's a very easy way to deal with watching England. I'm more hyped. I want to see Jamaica qualify for the World Cup. That's what I want to see. Do I think England are going to go to America and win a World Cup in that sort of heat as well? No, I don't. No, I don't. I think Spain or France will win the World Cup. Um, so yeah, I want Jamaica to qualify. I go over there and just vibes. You know what I mean? Vibes over there. Reggae boys settings. That's what I want to see in the World Cup. England, I don't get caught up in England, man. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. It's been the year of upsets and crazy things. And Bologna, was it Bologna or Cagliari won? Who won the Italian Cup? Was it Bologna or Cagliari who won the Italian Cup? Cup winner. And obviously Tottenham winning trophies and Palace and all that. So anything can happen. Oh, Bologna won it. Yeah. Anything can happen. But England, usually no. England are like Tim Henman of football. Come on, Tim. You know what's going to happen, man. Do you know what I want to see happen now? Take the Arsenal players off. I've seen enough. Get them off. Get them off. Big up, see, I enjoyed that Chinese film you was in earlier. Yeah, people were saying it's like them films that are badly dubbed and like you could hear me and then it was movement after. AFTV, they tried some new technology and it looked crazy. It looked absolutely crazy. So if you was tuned in for that watch along earlier, I don't know what was going on. I think that's one that they might need to delete. I think they have deleted it as well, which makes sense. When I watched it back on playback, I was like, I don't know what's going on here. Would they ever become a UK soccer team? It's interesting, isn't it? Because England is a very small country. So you kind of wonder why, but I think it's too patriotic. You know, the fans will probably be fighting each other, watching the same game. Plus, without being disrespectful, how many Scottish, Welsh, and Northern Irish players would get in the England team? If we're being totally honest, maybe Kieran Tierney gets in the squad. McTominay probably get in the squad now. To be honest, he just won Serie A. He's better than Jordan Henderson. And then Wales, I don't think they've got anybody that would get in the squad, and I don't think Northern Ireland have got anybody. So what would be the point? To be honest, what would be the point? McTominay and Tierney. And that's it. No one else. So they might as well leave it as it is. To be honest. John McGinn maybe would get on the bench, possibly, but Connor Bradley? Nah, man. Not when you got Reece James and Trent. I don't think there'd be any need for him. Aaron Ramsey, yeah. I mean, back in the day, he was decent. Brennan Johnson. I don't rate Brennan Johnson, but you got Saka, you got Palmer, you got Foden can all play on the right. I don't think there'd be any need. I don't think there'd be any need for it. Meeting Fran, July the 11th. Are you coming? Where are you meeting him? Where are you meeting him? What is the purpose of the meeting? Are you having financial meetings? Keller's a good keeper. He'd probably get in the squad, to be fair. Saka, is anybody worried about Saka? This is England, so it always looks different when he's in an England shirt. But I'm just looking back at Saka's end to the season. No, I'm not worried about Saka, actually. I think Saka needs a break. 4 or 5 weeks on holiday, rest up, and then you come back refreshed for pre-season. I think he'll be all right. I was just thinking, like, as Saka looked as sharp since coming back from the hamstring injury, but then he played well against Madrid. He looked dangerous against PSG. So I don't think there is a major problem. His game was never that explosive anyway, really. You always worry when a player's had a hamstring injury that it's going to affect his speed, but Saka's game isn't really built on crazy speed anyway, so I think it's all right. Elise is a good player, man. He has improved a lot since going to Bayern. He does need a rest, I think. He does need a rest, but the manager needs to manage him properly next season. I don't want to see Saka playing every week and playing Carabao Cup games that he doesn't need to be involved in. When he needs a break, give him a break. Play Nwaneri on the right. He's good enough. Big up to everyone locked in, man. Nearly 2,000 of you tuned in. Appreciate your support. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Match Bingo today. The games are live now. Buy your bingo card and it will play it for you. Scan the QR code. Link in the description below. Big up to them for supporting the channel. Saka play only when the ball is at his feet. You don't see, do you, Saka make runs and get on the end of a pass often enough for me. I think too often Saka gets the ball to his feet and then he's got to perform miracles. You know, if I was him, I would be saying, bro, make a run in behind more, but Arsenal don't really play like that. You see the odd time Odegaard tries to play a through ball to him, but everything is to his feet, you know? Everything is to his feet. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know why they do that. He has to do a lot of running with the ball at his feet rather than a running behind where you can take out the defender with that one pass. Sarri's a real threat, better than what we got left wing. Sar's good, bro. Sarri's good. I think Palace got him for like 14 million. I'd have taken him as a... He would have been good for us, Ismaila Sarr. Honestly, very underrated player. I rate him highly. Very underrated. He's caused us problems so many times in that Europa League. Arsenal and England so predictable. Kane is carrying England. Kane when he plays for England, man, just doesn't look good. 3 players warming up: Palmer, Reece James, and Ivan Toney. Oh my days! Look at them re-release hypervenoms. I had them hypervenoms. I swear I've still got them somewhere. I'm sure I have. You know what? I don't play football on a regular basis now, as you know. Apart from the odd like tournament. I played a tournament at Arsenal. I had that tournament with Roberto Carlos. Them hypervenoms, I would buy them just to put them in the cupboard. Let's have a look. Pro Direct, £250 re-released. Are they sold out? No, they got no sizes. Small sizes. I love them boots. The orange and black re-released. Well, they've re-released them actually as phantoms, not hypervenoms. I'm assuming they must be a similar... These ones. 8.5 and 6.5. Too small for me. I love them boots. Neymar, hypervenoms. Daniel Sturridge was doing madness in them boots. Still got them hypervenoms from 2016. They're beautiful. Would you go to Middle East? Yeah, come on, bro. Dubai and that. I've never been to Tel Aviv, you know. I've never been. That is Neymar right there, right? You see them boots? It's Neymar doing stepovers. You know? R9 Vapors. Yeah, man. Listen, we could do a whole stream on football boots. To be honest, there's loads we could stream about. Hip-hop, biscuits, basketball, all sorts. Second half about to get underway. I did see a picture of Bayern's new kit. It looks decent, to be fair. It does look decent. Hopefully Trinidad qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, I mean, they, Dwight York's the manager at the moment, right? Jamaica on fire. Come on, Jamaica, man. They need to qualify. Second half underway. Who else is playing tonight, actually? Are Brazil playing tonight? 10 Trading. You're linking up with him, yeah? 10 Trading. Just come in. We're talking about bad boy. But, bro, you know, man. Fran knows about the old school boots, man. They're serious. Who's playing tonight? Who is playing? Is the NBA, is the next game tonight as well? No. When is the next playoff game? Thursday night. Who's playing in football? Are Brazil playing tonight or is it tomorrow? Wow, Holland beating Malta 3-0. Depay's got 2, Van Dijk's got 1. Nah, there's nothing. Boring games. Jamaica play Guatemala at midnight. I might stay up for that. Big up Fran, there's his link. Make sure you go and follow him. 10 Trading. Big C, would only winning the Carabao Cup next season be enough? Not for me. Not for me personally. Um, I think in the first few years I would have taken that, but I think after 6 seasons winning a Carabao Cup, is that really enough? You got to remember we've spent 750 million, which means if he spends 250, we've dropped 1 billion. You can't drop 1 billion and say Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? I'm in the smoke first week of July. Bro, shout me. Shout me. We definitely link up, of course. Drop me a message when you're here, bro. I would take Pogba on loan. Well, Pogba's a free agent, but I think I said this earlier, man. I think he's kind of done now at the top level, you know. £1 billion bottle of champagne. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? That's an expensive energy drink. 1 billion to win the Carabao Cup. Nah, man. No chance. You got to be winning the big trophies. Yeah, England. One thing I've realised here is don't do England watch-alongs unless it's during the international tournament. Apart from that, don't do them. You're asking for trouble, and they will give you trouble. Kane and yeah, someone said who scored. Kane and Saw got the goals. Kane tapping, Saw good run and finish at the back post. Yo, Skelly's having a bit of a tough game here tonight, you know. And Dye and Saw have swapped sides, but they're troubling him. Gibbs White warming up. Obviously, he plays for Forest. The game's at the City Ground. They want to give him that welcome from his own fans. Chris said Curtis United also went 6 years without a trophy, 17 to 23. We won the cup. Felt relieved it can change. Maybe. Listen, I might feel totally different. Especially if you win it in a final against a big team. Let's say you beat Man City in the Carabao Cup final. You might be buzzing off it. But for me, I think we need more. But at least the excuse United had during that period, they had different managers. So a manager could say, oh, I had a couple years and then I went. Arteta's had that whole period of time as the same manager. Do you know what I mean? So I think with the Arsenal players, they need a break. We've had a tough season. It would have took a lot out of them. I can tell you now, as a player, when you play a lot of games and you don't come out with a trophy, that season will tire you out. Mentally, physically, this team will be tired. 38 league games. We got to the Carabao Cup semi-final. I don't know how many games that would have been altogether. FA Cup, we got knocked out early. Senegal on the attack. Whipped in. Oh, should have scored. Put over the bar. Diarra, 8 yards out. Unmarked side foot volley. Puts it over. Lewis Skelly, this was his breakthrough season. He's had a long season. He's done really well. These Arsenal players need a holiday. I'm glad we're not in that Club World Cup. I'm glad. I think that would have done more harm than good for us. And I think these players need to go on holiday, rest. Look at Gordon trying to do skills there. Puts it out for a throw-in. This is what we're dealing with around it. At least the Senegal fans are bringing vibes to the stadium. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think we need a break. And I think it will do the players good having that break and then having a solid pre-season. Because we looked disjointed last pre-season because a lot of players were missing. But yeah, we'll have to see. We will have to see. You had to be in Europe. If we would have beaten Bayern Munich last season, we would have been in the Club World Cup due to coefficient points. So, I mean, obviously, if we'd have won it and got there, I would have taken it. But it wouldn't have been good for us. Our players need a break. The latest on Thomas Partey. Now, we spoke about it today. Look, Saka looks like he's limping. I don't know if he does this. Like, I don't get it. He literally, most games, Saka has a period where he's limping. I don't know. Yeah, there was some quotes today from Thomas Partey that sounded a little bit ominous, as in he was talking about his family and wherever I play, I need to be happy and settled. And I thought, It could be the swag limp. You know, we always had a swag limp back in the day in the ends. You just limped naturally, just to let people know you've got that swagger about you. So maybe it is a swag limp rather than I'm an injured limp. Yeah, Partey, I mean, I'm not sure what the delay is, you know? I'm not sure, but they obviously, what I heard was that they were struggling to agree on the length of the contract, and Arsenal don't want to give him a long contract on big money. And you know, I think he's 32 now, so they're probably thinking, do you want to give a 32-year-old 200 grand for 2 years? I think they'll keep him. I think there will be an agreement. Yo, you don't know about swaggling, Pakash? You know, come on, man. If you're from the ends, you know about swaggling. You naturally put a little swagger into your walk. A limp, but it was a swag limp to let people know. You know? If you know, you know. It's one of them. If you don't know, you won't know. Swag limp, man. Somebody just said there's some news about Sesko. Where is it? Let's have a look. Caught offside. Oh, yes, please. I mean, caught offside is not a great article, but they're not a great source of info. But this is what caught offside have just tweeted. I'll show it just for the Arsenal fans, you know. You know, I would like this if it was true. They said breaking: Arsenal are ready to walk away from Benjamin Sesko talks with RB Leipzig. Talks are also advanced with Victor Gyökeres as an alternative. Please, please, man. You know what I mean? They get him, I'll be singing Craig David like I'm walking away from the Sesko in my life. I'm walking away. Ooh yeah, gonna find a Gyökeres. Nah, it's not a good source of info, so I'm not gonna get hyped up, people. But anyway, imagine if Sesko comes to Arsenal and just rips up the place. You know what I mean? See, someone sent me that straight away. Someone sent me that straight away. I'm like, bro, don't get carried away. See, I don't like this story. Chelsea have contacted the agents of Morgan Rogers. Villa are willing. Villa's price tag is 80 million. I tell you what, man, I would take Morgan Rogers. It's expensive, 80 million quid though, but that's from when you're paying 100 million for Declan Rice, they're always going to try and rinse you for money. That's the problem. So that's where we're at. Somebody just said Fabrizio said it's advancing. So yeah, you never know. We need that walking away cover release on Spotify. You know what I mean? Lawrence would be gutted with Gyökeres. We need Sesko or Osimhen. Would you? See, I'm the opposite. I want Gyökeres or Osimhen. Big C, hate or love it. 50 in the game. Bro, that's a classic, man. That's a classic. Daddy ain't around, probably out committing felony. My favorite rapper used to sing check out my melody. Hate or love it, the underdog's on top. I'm gonna shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm Reps MVP. That tune is an absolute classic. You know, I love that song because it's got like an old school hip hop beat. Absolutely. Oh, what a touch by Eze. Aye. He just drifts past players on the ball, don't he? The B-Tech Craig David. Craig David, can I get a rewind? If you watched Bo Selector back in the day, you're right there with me. If not, then maybe not. No, Marcel, I said this earlier. I don't know if this is copium, but for the numbers that Gyökeres has produced, I don't understand why clubs are not lined up outside the door to sign him. I can't understand it. Chelsea need a striker. Arsenal need a striker. Man United need one. Liverpool probably need one if Darwin goes. Why are teams not going crazy to sign him? Same with Osimhen. I would potentially, honestly, take Osimhen. Take Osimhen? Nah, it's been a long week. I'm calling a man Osimhen. Saka's just been clamped. I would probably take Osimhen over Gyökeres and Sesko. I'll be honest with you. I'd probably take him over both of them because he's done it in the big leagues. And he's only 65 million now. I think what he's doing, Osimhen, is using that offer that he got from Saudi to try and get crazy wages off clubs in Europe. And that's why they're not going for him. So, yeah, man. I'm surprised that clubs aren't lining up. Who's coming on? Curtis Jones. I didn't see who the other two were. Would you take Rashford? Nah. We got to move on from that. And you guys know I'm a Rashford fan. I want Rodrigo or Leao, bro. That's that. I'm gonna aim high. I'm aiming high. I want one of those two. Osimhen should fire his agent. Should have had a big move. Yeah, I don't understand it. How can you score 20 plus goals in Italy, win the league with Napoli, score goals in the Champions League, score goals for Nigeria, just scored 30 goals at Galatasaray, and you can't get a Prem club? When man are running around with Højlund, Havertz, Darwin, Núñez, Nicholas Jackson. Osimhen should have his pick of the teams that he goes to. He can't get a move to England. He must be asking for crazy wages. He must be asking for 400-500 grand a week. Jones, Gibbs White, and who is that? Is that Ollie Watkins? Who is that? I'm going mad here. Oh, it's Rodgers. Rodgers. Oh, Rodgers, Gibbs White, and Jones. I thought that was Ollie Watkins. Gibbs White getting a standing ovation as the Forest player. Kane is off. So who's going to play up front? Actually got no striker. Gallagher's off. Kane's off. I didn't see who the other one was. Who was the other guy who came off for England? Anthony Gordon. So they're playing with no striker. JLS coming on, people. Light Skin FC on the way. Curtis, I can actually see us signing Garnacho. If we sign Garnacho, I'll crash out, bro. Real talk. You don't sign Garnacho under any circumstances. Rodgers and Gibbs White, who's better? I'd take Rodgers. I do like Gibbs White, though. Techie baller, but I like Rodgers' energy, and I just think he's a top player. Xavi Simons just scored. Available, apparently. He was being linked with Liverpool. I did read that Xavi Simons was the backup plan if Liverpool didn't get Florian Wirtz. I don't know how true that is. I think Osimhen does have a bad attitude. Unlike Tony, seems like a Balotelli regen. Look at that ball from Eze. Touch from Gibbs White. Yo, they're balling. Touch and finish. Hit it. Oh, my days. What kind of shot is that? Curtis Jones. Poor. Yeah, I think Osimhen's just like, I don't know, man. I've heard a lot of stories that it's all about money. You know? Money, money, money. Now, I get it. You want to make sure you get money, but you also want them to want to play at the top level. Osimhen should be desperate to get a big move. Brio said 25-26 Gyökeres Bane and G6 Daredevil celebration. Can you imagine Gyökeres bagging and just running to the North Bank and doing that? I know it's celebration hype, but it all adds to it, you know. Osimhen is a very good finisher, but a scrappy player. I've been told that a few times, to be fair. I think Arteta's probably looking at the link-up play and saying, no, it's not for me. I think we'll get a winner in this game. I don't know who from, though. Senegal still look decent on the counter-attack. Piers Morgan's got an interview with Canelo and Crawford. What's Tuchel doing here? I just remembered, man. Ivan Toney's on the bench. You've brought Kane off and you've got no striker. Tony. Get Tony on, man. Running around with no striker. Kane in an England shirt. It doesn't look good, man. Chris said he's Nigerian. He doesn't have a bad attitude. Maybe it's the wages thing. Yeah. He wants the bag. I don't blame him. What's your skincare routine? No, what's going on with these skincare shouts, man? Is the skin glowing today or something? What's going on? Yo, big up my brother, Jar Digger, man, on RTM podcast, man. He's getting his flowers. He's getting his flowers, man. One of the best artists from outside of London, and he deserves that. Senegal on the attack. They're in behind. If he pulls it back. Oh, he doesn't need to. He nutmegs the goalkeeper, and Senegal take the lead. Vibes, man, vibes. This is what you get, England. You know what I mean? No, I told you, England are like cooking the chicken in water with no flavour, no seasoning, no sauce, no nothing. I feel kind of happy that Senegal have scored, I can't lie, because England need to wake up. This dry, boring football, it ain't going to work. Look how simple. Yo, what kind of defending is that? What is going on? Well, look at them. Look at the state of them. Hold that nutmeg as well. Man, nutmeg the goalkeeper. Nah, man. Why am I kind of happy that Senegal have scored? The vibes, man. He's nutmegged the goalkeeper. Hold that. England are... man. England are awful. They're so bad. Keeper's getting nutmegged. I'm telling you now. Chicken with no flavour, no seasoning, no sauce, no nothing. Plain, boring football. These guys are meant to be world beaters. £100 million players, some of these guys. Look at the state of them. Man's like, yo, calm down, relax. England are boring, man. Free boiled chickens, I don't see any lions. I'm telling you, they need to change the song. 3 lines on a shirt. Change it. 3 boiled eggs. Change it to that. Put 3 boiled eggs on there. This is what he gets. Tuchel's playing with no striker. What does he expect to happen? Tuchel with no striker on the pitch. He's sabotaging England on purpose, I'm telling you. For Chelsea getting rid of him. Madness, mate. Absolute madness. I won't let it stress me. We got enough to deal with watching Arsenal all season. But they deserve to be winning. Get the Arsenal players off, man. Declan looks knackered. I ain't got time for this. Chasing after people. See, what they're saying, there was a story out, man said Miles Lewis smelly. I don't care. You can drop a 0 out of 10 for England. Just make sure you're playing well for Arsenal. Have a good holiday. There was a story in the press today saying that the England players don't like this approach from Thomas Tuchel. Not the way he's playing. Apparently, he's very strict. Where Southgate was the supply teacher. You know the supply teacher, you knew you could just mess about, rock back on your chair, throw paper airplanes, talk, and you ain't getting a detention. This is the strict maths teacher that takes your lunchtime off you and makes you, you know, apparently they're... Oh my God, Eze. Oh my days. Nah, Eze, man, get him to the carpet. Gibbs White should have bagged. Are you seeing that flick from Eze? This guy, man. Oh, my days. Look at the touch. Oh, nah. Bring that guy to the carpet. Controls it on the fight. Behind. Nah, that would have been the assist of the season. The pass from Eze. Wow. Bring him. Bring him to the carpet. We need that kind of silk. We ain't got that silk in Arsenal. Kivior scores. Has Kivior scored for Poland? Big him up, man. Eze's level, 60 million euros. 60 million euros. Get it done. Get it done. Gibbs White should have scored that. Drilled it straight at the keeper on his left foot. Get Eze to the carpet ASAP. Rocky, come on, man. ASAP. Sign him yesterday. Cherky, how good is Cherky? You know what? He's one of them players that, like, I haven't watched that much. He's mad silky. Mad silky. I've seen his height. Look at the touch. Oh, you know, if I'm Eze, I'm not happy with Gibbs White there, you know. Bro, look what I've just done. How are you drilling that straight at the goalkeeper? Near post, far post, you score. In fact, he's at the near post. Just go across goal and you score. He's got to score that. Anyway, Arteta would kill Eze. He would. He'd be at left back. Probably no point. Uh-oh. Who is that? That better not be an Arsenal player injured. Oh, it's Eze. They're kicking him now. They know he's dangerous. What we saying? 24 minutes to go. Can you do a live watch along on the NBA Championship? Pacers winning it. We'll try and do one. Especially the ones that are in Indiana. They're earlier. So the ones on the East Coast. Levant said, Curtis, I love how you never swear on streams. Respect you. Yeah, man. Keep swearing out your vocabulary if you can. Well, I've been close a few times watching Arsenal play. I can't. That's probably why I've ripped my shirt instead before, because it's the energy being released in a different way. Do you listen to Dave East? Not really. Not really. Oh, wow. Eze. Gibbs White. Give him back. Oh, Saka. Yeah. Oh, my days. What a save that is from Mendy. See, they're starting to play now. You got a few silky ballers on the pitch. That is an unbelievable save. Great first touch. Oh, my days. What a save that is. If I was being a bit critical, I don't think there's enough power on it. I think Mendy's reactions are good enough to get there, but the fact he got a fingertip on it, I wonder if Tuchel was he Mendy's manager at Chelsea? I'm not sure. Rice to take the corner, takes it short. Tuchel's going to play the Arsenal players for 90 minutes, isn't he? You can just see it, all three of them. Who's on the bench? Get Palmer on and take Saka off. Look at Rice, you're struggling, bro. Oh, you're lucky that pass was poor because they was in there. Take these Arsenal players off, man. Bring Bellingham on for Rice. Get Palmer on for Saka. And get... Who can play left back? They ain't got a left back on the bench. Maybe put Reece James or Konza at right back and put Walker at left back or something. Get these Arsenal players off. Let them go on holiday, man. I'm still... As we're doing the stream, I'm still checking, like, transfer news. I actually need to stop checking it because nothing seems to be changing anyway. Brio said African World Cup qualifiers are harder than European qualifiers. Why does the English national side not play football that represents the league? A lot of them group stage games are just easy. They're just easy, aren't they? There's no one really that challenges them that much. Rodrigo has put up a tweet with a picture of him in the Real Madrid kit saying happy. That's not good. Look at Tony's face. Are you telling me he's not vexed? Look at he's thinking, what? You're bringing on Mad Wakey, bro. Look at him. That's why they're zooming in on him. Vex. Look at him. Man's just looking in a straight line. He's like, I'm not even going to look at this guy coming on. Man's bringing on Whoopi Goldberg ahead of him. Mad Wakey, bro. What is going on here? Tuchel, what? Like, bro, the man's in Saudi. He's chilling 300 bags a week. You've dragged him all the way to England to just say, oh, sit down on the bench. I'll play with no striker. What is the point? Rodrigo was never leaving. Yeah, I think he's sending out a message there to say, I ain't going nowhere. You don't put things like that up and then announce you're leaving. So the Rodrigo dream might be over. Leroy Sané, welcome to Arsenal. Leroy Sané, welcome to Arsenal. I tell you, go and get Leao, man. He's available for 70 million euros. Big up Nathan. He said, yo, Big C, today's my Earth Strong 34 officially an unk. Big up your damn self, man. Blessings, bro. Big up your damn self. Go get Leao, bro. I'm telling you now. Declan Rice is off. Yes. Mad Wakey coming on, though. Oh, Bellingham's coming on as well. Mad Wakey, you know. I just don't see why people rate this guy. Yes, Saka's off. Well done, Bakayo. I don't care how you played. Come off, book the holiday. You know when you get knocked out in the NBA playoffs, they're like, yeah, he sent you to Cancun, you're out. Let these guys book their holiday. I want them on a plane tomorrow morning. Bahamas, Maldives, Dubai, Florida, Miami, whatever. Plain Rice was getting booed. What's he getting booed for, bro? What are they booing him for? They better relax about booing him. Disappointing, man. That Rodrigo dream was there, man. Vex with that. I mean, listen, he could say that, but surely you don't put that picture up and then leave. Big up everyone locked in. Over 2,150. Amazing for a pretty flat England game, but they are losing 2-1. Oh, they were shouting Jude, not booing Rice, apparently. Jude. Yeah, I don't think they would be. There's no reason for them to boo Deckers. There's no reason. Corner to Senegal, whipped in. Ooh. Cleared away. What we got left? 18 minutes to go, people. What happened with Rodrigo? Listen, I'm not saying the deal's off. He's put a picture up first day back, apparently pre-season or since the end of the season. He put a picture up saying happy in a Real Madrid kit and all the players are liking it and stuff like that. Now, to me, if you think you're going to be leaving, surely they would have... he's probably had a meeting with Xabi Alonso today because they would have dealt with that quickly. Listen, you're not in my plans. Can't play you on the left. We're going to look for a move. Or, bro, if you're Xabi Alonso walking into Real Madrid, you do not sell Rodrigo. You just don't. There's hardly any top right wingers in the world. Rodrigo's like 24. You'd be crazy to sell him when you're just walking into the club. So I just don't think it's happening. So they got to go for somebody else now. I just can't see Arteta going for Rafa Leao. He's not his kind of player. I would love Arsenal to sign Leao. It looks like Nico Williams is going to stay. So the options are short, man. It could be Lookman. It could be someone like that. Curtis, if it came down to it, Jamaica or England, who would you want Cruz to play for? He said, I've always said if my son was a baller, I'd play for Ghana, although I would understand if he chose England. It would always be his choice, you know. It's all about what he wants to do. I think there's pros and cons of both. You've seen the negative side of playing for England is that the media put crazy amounts of pressure on you, and if things go wrong, you've seen how things can go in this country. You know, Saka's star boy misses a penalty, and then the abuse turns up. But it would be up to him, to be honest. Jamaica, the setup needs to improve. That's the problem, you know. There was a game where Jamaica went to Suriname, and they had no return flight from Suriname to Jamaica. You can't have foolishness like that going on. They need to qualify for the World Cup and get more professional, you know, and get a better team, and then maybe more players will want to play for them. Big up Smooth One J. It was his birthday yesterday. Big up, bro. Leao, Barcola, then Sané. I'd take Barcola. Man. But it just depends. I just don't think he'll want to leave. But they reckon he's not happy. It's World Cup year, man. You've got to play on that emotion of the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? You've got to go to players and say, listen, Barcola, you're on the bench all season for PSG. You're not in the French squad. They've got Kingsley Coman. They've got Elise. They've got Dembele. They've got Mbappe. They've got Doué. Barcola can't afford to be on the bench, but is he at the point of wanting to leave? I don't know. That's the problem. Corner to England. We should go for Matoma, says Convent. He's expensive, and I think his stock has fallen in the last year. I think the season before this one, a lot of people would have wanted him. This season just gone, I think people have kind of looked at him and thought he's not worth the money they would want. Aye! Offside. Ran into his own player there, man. The Senegal player. Nicholas Jackson. Suriname, that's my country. Big up Dr. Barron, man. Bro, Jamaica went to Suriname. Second legs in England. I'm going mad. Second legs in Jamaica. The Suriname team have flown to Jamaica, and Jamaica are stuck in Suriname, can't get back to Jamaica. Like, come on, you can't have things like that going on, man. You got to move proper. But Barcola's end product. Yeah, do you know what? What's his... I think I was looking at this the other day. What's Barcola's numbers? I think he had half decent numbers. Yeah, he has. Eze and Gibbs White are linking up. Not just going to say they're linking up well, then he gives the ball away. Barcola's got 14 goals, 10 assists in the league. 4 goals in 6 games in the French Cup. 3 goals in the Champions League. 21 goals in all competition. 14 assists. I know it's the French league and it's easy work for PSG, but 21 goals, 14 assists for a guy that is not the main starter. I'll be honest. I'm going to be totally honest. There's something about Barcola's game that I'm not convinced with, though. He's a bit rags. There's something messy about the way he plays. And I don't mean Lionel Messi. I mean a mess. You saw it against Arsenal, one-on-one with the keeper. The way he hit it, it didn't look great. I don't know. Maybe it's an exaggeration. He's got 21 goals, 14 assists in all competition. There's got to be a good player there. But just when I've watched him, I think he can be a little bit more clinical for me. But we're in a situation now, people, where what left winger do we get? If we go through the list now, we've wanted Rodrigo. Rodrigo's put out this picture today. Probably had a meeting with Real Madrid. He might be off the list now. You've got Leao. Let's be honest, is Arteta going to sign Rafa Leao? That's the kind of player that he doesn't like. That's the kind of player I think he needs to add. Somebody who's got killer instinct and excitement, but he doesn't like them kind of players. So then you're going down the list. Nico Williams looks like he'll sign a new deal, or he's being linked with Bayern Munich now. So that's another one. So then you're looking at Lookman. You're looking at, people are mentioning Eze and these guys, but these guys are kind of number 10s that can play out wide. So then you might have to go for Barcola. You might have to go for Kudus. Kudus plays on the right. Can he play on the left? There's no clear defining answer where you're going, that is the guy that we need to go for. Well, Leao has killer instinct. He just maybe doesn't do it often enough is what we can say. But I still think there's a really exciting talent there that can get better in the Premier League. Yeah, we'll probably sign Mudryk. We'll sign Mudryk. I've been very impressed with Eze in this game. But look at Eze, man. He doesn't play on the wing. He drifts central. Little flick there. He can't reach it. I wonder how this defeat would go down in the media. I did say at the start of the game, I'm not sure whether England will win this game. There's some good individual talent in that Senegal team, man. Sarr is a player. Oh, mate, we better not get Garnacho. Jack Grealish. They're the kind of deals you could see happening, innit? Man City, get rid of him. There's something about Tuchel in this England manager. I'm just not fully convinced. Look at that ball from Eze. Is that a pen? No. Referee says corner. I can't believe what's going on. England have got no striker. Rodgers is actually playing up top. False 9. Ivan Toney on the bench. I don't get it. AG said, Leao with our defence behind him will thrive even more because he will have the cover for him and he can express himself. I'm telling you, bro. I would definitely take 70 million euros. 59 million pound. It's crazy. It's crazy. But we won't go for someone like that. I would take Lookman. Lookman's improved a lot. I'm surprised that Arteta's not in for Lookman because he does look after the ball well. And I think Arteta wants a manager like that. Ball whipped in, free header, goes wide. England up. So boring, man. Would you play as a left wing? He drifts a lot. I like him more centrally. You could play him there. Yeah, Ornstein's mentioned Anthony Gordon a few times. I don't want nothing at all to do with Anthony Gordon. He's like the English Martinelli. I don't want him. Jackson comes off. He's been lively. Finishing hasn't been great, but I tell you what, man, Tuchel. When you look at, I'm looking at this England team now. How many The whole back four probably changes. Maybe Lewis Skelly plays. You put Pickford in goal. You change at least 3 of the back 4. I wouldn't play Gallagher. And I wouldn't play Gordon either. So I would change half of this team, to be honest. Maybe because Gallagher plays for Atletico Madrid, they're going to pick him off that basis now. You know what it's like when you go to a big, big club. You start getting picked. I would not be doing a double pivot with Conor Gallagher in it, that is for sure. He looks not bad for Atletico Madrid, but for England, he looks bang average. So I wouldn't be playing him. I don't think he's that good. England just don't play with enough flair, do they? They've got good players. Gordon wants Liverpool. Yeah, boiled Liverpool fan, innit? Cardo says Gittins, Matoma, Kubo. Christie said Arsenal will go for another Chelsea reject like Nkunku. DJ Ash, at this rate, will be praying for Southgate to come back with the waistcoat. Do you know what I mean, man? It's looking worse. 1-0 against Andorra and then a 2-1 potential defeat against Senegal. England call-ups used to be an honour. Now it's about the gram. Ball whipped in, headed over, goes out for a corner. I just feel like now, if you're English, you're in the Prem and you're half decent, you're going to get an England call-up. They call up everybody. And before it was like, oh my God, it's your England debut. You've been picked. You've really earned that right. Now it's like, you're English, mate. You play for a decent Prem club. You're going to get a call-up. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. Corner to England. 8 minutes to go. Looking forward to this game finishing. Whipped in. Header should be. England equalise. It's Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. The knockdown header. And Jude Bellingham has rescued Tuchel from embarrassment. It's a good position to be. It's poor defending. Madueke, away swing on, nice corner. Hits the defender on his shoulder, falls to Bellingham. How is Bellingham getting the time to control that on his knee and volley it in under not a lot of pressure? Defenders are on the wrong side of him. I don't know what Senegal are doing there defensively. But England equalised. Jude Bellingham. Tuchel will be happy with that, man, because he would have got criticised. The only thing I will say about tonight, without overreacting, is that I think half of this England team wouldn't be playing if this was a qualifier or this was a national tournament. What are they checking? Were they checking handball? Or it can't have been offside. I think they were checking handball, but the refs give it. So it is 2-2. Can we get a late winner? Oh no, the VAR check's not over actually. Will this goal count? 6 minutes to go. Yeah, I'm surprised. VAR in a friendly. Koulibaly's not happy. He's arguing with Walker. What are they checking? Oh, yeah, it hits Colwell on the arm. Was it his shoulder or was it the bicep? I think there was a rule, wasn't there? If it's above like your sleeve, it doesn't count as handball. That's actually a good finish by Jude, you know, the first touch. Sending the ref to the screen. I never understand this. VAR, you've got 4 people looking at a screen and they can't make their mind up. So you want one person to look at a screen and make their mind up. I think, I mean, it does hit his arm. Probably part of the shoulder and the upper bicep. I'm pretty sure they said if it was the top part of your arm that... She's telling players, go away, let me look. VAR always makes things look worse in its slow motion and that. Is she going to disallow that? Look at all the players crowding her. Even she's not sure. Here we go. No goal. No goal. She has given handball. Wow, no goal. Drama. Handball. This would be embarrassing for Thomas Tuchel, man. 1-0 against 1-0 against Andorra. Andorra had a few chances as well. And then now you're probably going to lose at home to Senegal with no Sadio Mane. Jude's not happy. He wanted his goal. Yeah, VAR in a friendly, but then I've seen like Nah, he's going on mad. He's moving like Arteta. Bringing on Ivan Toney for 3.5 minutes. Treating him like Waneri. Go and win me the game, lad. Yeah, but by the time I get on the pitch, the game's nearly finished. What is the point? Some of these managers' decisions, I just never understand. Anyway, at least the Arsenal boys are off. Eze's been the best player, I think. Gibbs White gives it away. Too cool. Halt! You always see Bellingham swearing, you know. I swear down, he's always swearing. Every time they zoom in on Jude, he's just cursing. Lewis Skelly's off. There we go. It's over, Arsenal. We've survived. All our players have come off the pitch successfully. I'm happy. At least all the Arsenal players are off and not injured. That's the plus point. That's all I said. Get all these Arsenal players off. I don't want to see them playing 90 minutes. Hopefully Miami get Giannis. That would be sick, man. That would be good. I hope Giannis leaves. No disrespect to any Milwaukee fans, but I want to see some big trades this year, man, in the NBA. I would love to see Giannis go to Miami or somewhere. The Poland game's been suspended. What's happened? Who are they playing? Let me know in the comments, people. Why has the game been suspended? Who are they playing? Poland were playing... Who were they playing? Is it a qualifier or a friendly? They're losing 2-1 to Finland and the game's been abandoned. What's happened? What actually happened? Poland v Finland has been suspended. Oh, crowd disturbance, it said. Are they fighting or what? What's happened? Hope Tony scores. Yeah, I hope so as well. I think I think she's done well, to be honest. I wonder if they're fighting in the stadium. What's going on? A fan in the stands needs medical attention. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say too much, right? For obvious reasons, but we never used to see these things happen. Do you know what I mean? We never used to see these things happen. People just dropping down in the stadium, and then players were doing it as well. It's crazy. Poland v Finland. I want to see what's happening. Is the person all right or has been suspended due to a medical emergency in the crowd? Temporarily suspended while the fan receives treatment. Wow, apparently they've had to resuscitate the person. Madness. Damn. Hope they're all right. Anyway, we've got a minute to go here. Less than a minute, sorry. No need for any time added on. Look, Tony's come on. I don't think he's touched the ball. What's the point bringing him on? Big up, Cormac. All good, bro. Fab Bomber incoming. Nah, there's no Bomber, bro. Every day people tell me, yo, Bomber, you look. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Liverpool fans, Bomber. Florian Wirtz, here we go. That is big. 150 million euros. Wow. That's a Premier League record, right? Liverpool fans. Last year, Liverpool, 12 million on Chiesa. This could be the last chance. No, he's added 5 minutes on, actually. Or she, sorry. That is big, man. I swear down, I never thought Liverpool would drop that kind of money on a player. Is he overpriced? I think they've paid more than he's worth, but the statement is crazy. 150 million euros, 126 million pounds. Can you believe you have witnessed Liverpool drop 126 million on a footballer? I never thought I would see that. Man said that's not a Bomber, that's a Bomber Clark. I'm telling you, bro. That's wild. The deal is believed to be around 95 million and 30 million in add-ons. Wow. That's crazy. I actually can't believe Leverkusen got that much money for him. How long did he have on his deal? That is huge, man. Liverpool have gone mad. They're trying to dominate, man. They're not here for one title and then disappear, man. They're trying to win back-to-back titles. Vert's contract. They reckon his deal could be over 300 grand a week. I mean, I suppose if you're getting 126 million pounds or whatever, you're gonna get a massive contract to go with it. 126.9 million pounds, the biggest signing in Premier League history. Poof, mad. He's gonna be under pressure. I watched him against France the other day. He didn't look great on the left. They're going to have to make sure they get him in the right area of the pitch. But wow, that is wild. 150 million euros. 126.9 million pounds. Yeah, you look at that midfield of Liverpool. Gravenberch. Oh, Senegal on the attack. Could be another one. 4 against 3. If he picks the pass, he's in. He does pick the pass. And he scores! Senegal have embarrassed England. Wow, vibes. 3-1. Madness. Absolute madness. England have been embarrassed. England getting cooked. Well done to Senegal. Seriously, man. They've played good in this game. Wow. This looks worse than Southgate's team. I'm telling you, it's a good job I don't get caught up in watching England play, you know. Imagine me being a passionate England fan as well as Arsenal. No, I don't want none of that. No England players on the pitch at the time as well. Who's what did I say? England, Arsenal. I need to lock this stream off. Who was that? Curtis Jones, Liverpool. All over the place, mate. All over the place. You don't deserve that first name. Cooked 3-1. But anyway, Liverpool, you've agreed the deal for Florian Wirtz. Here we go. Bomber from Fabrizio. Man said that ain't a bomber. That's a bomber Clark. That could be the best comment of the stream. I'm loving this. They said Foden was the problem. Maybe. Maybe. Yo. It's a big win for these, man, you know. Battering England 3-1. Are you mad? They've been battered. They've been battered here. It's embarrassing. How's Thomas Tuchel going to explain this? Conrad said, I don't think the club will buy a striker and spend big money on a winger in the same window. There isn't history showing they will do this. They'll extend Partey, buy a centre-back and replace. I said this the other week, last week, I think Arsenal will sign Sesko and Leroy Sané. Look at that dummy from Ivan Toney already. England on the attack. Can they create something? Stadium's half empty. Ball whipped in. Should score. Oh, my days. Ivan Toney, mate. I'm hyping you up. And then you miss. Was he trying to pass that? What was he doing? Just head that in the far corner. Now, I can't see Arsenal spending 60, 70 million on a striker and then spending 60, 70 million on a left winger and 50 million on Zubomendi, and they want a centre-back. I just can't see it. Happy flow day. Yo, big up Liverpool, man. You guys should enjoy that one. That's big moves. England have lost. They've been battered, embarrassed, and they deserve it. They look worse than Southgate's England. It's all mad. England fans need to rush Tuchel at full time. Bro, I don't think there's many fans left in the stadium. They've all left. Lima said, well done, Senegal. First African country to beat England. Is that true? Well done to him, man. Man like Colwill playing for England, shambles. I don't rate that guy at all. At all, mate. He should be playing for Brentford. I don't rate him. Don't rate him one bit. Tuchel looks like a madman. He just looks crazy. He's probably happy. He's probably saying, listen, don't worry, guys. Germany, they will win it. He's got England out the way. People, I'm going to round up there because I need dinner. Dinner's ready and I want to get it while it's ready and hot and good to go. Really appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget we were sponsored by Match Bingo today. Scan the QR code in the top corner. And big up to Brio, who said Lions of Teranga destroy 3 Lions. England get embarrassed and battered by Senegal 3-1. Congratulations to them. Africa! They've dominated. They've dealt with England. Listen, we got enough problems supporting Arsenal. I ain't going to get caught up in England. I'll be back tomorrow, 1:30 Arsenal update, and I will be back then. Hopefully, we might sign a player. Take care, everyone. Bless.